Today's video is for The Transporter from 2002. The directors were Leterrier and Yuen. The music composer was Stanley Clarke. The stunts were Bonelli, Carmichael, and William David. The cast included Jason Statham, Shuki, and Matt Schultz. The film's story is about Frank Martin, who transports packages for unknown clients, is asked to move a package that soon begins moving, and complications arise. This had a good premise, and it had 2 sequels, a prequel, and a show. And this was Jason Statham's first leading role. He did most of his own stunts and almost all the driving during the car chases. The opening credits were a little distracting. It was a little unrealistic. I mean, it focused a lot, possibly a little too much on the action. I mean, it came out during the 2000s and during the time Fast and Furious came out, so there's a whole trend of being a little more unrealistic and trying to copy Fast and Furious, which I understand, but also tone it down a little bit. And because of the language barrier, Shuki and Jason Statham couldn't communicate off screen. The US poster lists Yuen as director and Leterrier as artistic director. The European release lists Yuen as action director and Leterrier as director, similar to the opening credits of the film. The music didn't always fit to me. And so here are some spoilers. I wanted to see more of the inspector. Letty could have been fleshed out a little bit more. I couldn't really figure her out. I love the beginning of the movie. And so, where was Darren during the house fight? And how did Leigh, who was tied to a chair, get into the car? And how did she know that Frank would get in that particular car? The transmission oil is really molasses syrup, and Jason Statham reported it to be a very sticky situation. I had heard about the oil fight after seeing Rigaux. I had watched this movie's oil fight on YouTube, but I completely forgotten there was this movie, and both are kind of stupid. Did Darren die? Because I mean, we see him being thrown out of the car. He kind of rolls around, but what happened to him? I'd also heard about the collateral connection, and now that I've seen this movie, it's an interesting theory. I might watch more Transporter movies. I'm not really sure. It's a big maybe. So what do you think of this movie? What do you think of the franchise in general? Comment, like, share, and subscribe.